Hello and welcome everyone to this Dragon Warrior Randomizer Winter League Week 3 matchup. We're looking at Group 5 here, which is the, if we went to the playoffs, after 2 weeks, which would be silly, these would be the 3 players just on the outside. But here we go, all of them getting ready. dk9146, Edge Talron, and Secret Agent Mand on the screen. I am Aaron Q2, and with me tonight in the comms booth is Hoodie Two Shoes. Hello, Hoodie.
Hey Aaron, this is one of the groups that I've been looking forward to watching, so I am really excited for this race tonight.
Me too. I think I've publicly called every single person in this race my rival at some point, so I'm very eager to see what they do here, and especially this week, because Week 3 flags are kind of fun.
Yeah, very much, and we can always hope that there's a deep dive required in the caves tonight. I think that DK and Edge both have 6 strength based on the builds that they chose, going with strength, and I think Mand has 8, so early on, that's what I'm looking at to see if there's any difference there early in the grind.
Yeah, I mean, it does help to getting the extra 2 strength. That sleep spell probably going to be pretty useful, and we'll see if we get anything here that might help to throw at an enemy to get out of the level 1 jail. We do have normal fast experience growth, so that could be a factor.
Getting a fairy water and an herb to start out the game here. Definitely could put that fairy water to good use.
Yes, very balanced. And yeah, so the builds aren't going to change anything here at the beginning. We marvel a little bit at our characters. Mand is bringing out the big old ice hockey guy, which I always love to see him skating around the world here. And it looks like we got a town and a cave. Well, maybe a town.
A ruined town, but I guess it's still a town. And red slime for DK, so that should be a very killable enemy.
Assuming it doesn't have anything in it. At least we didn't see it, so there's 2 experience for him. Mand working on a ghost, Edge working on a magic Drakey. No one's quite made it over to that cave yet, but early chests are not nearly as useful in this flag set as they can be in others because of those treasure guards are 100% on, so no free lunches.
Yeah, definitely not. So really just hoping for something like gold or a free key or an early spell to give you some offense to help you out more so than something in a chest.
And that is true. And with random chest locations on, that key access matters a whole lot. We've seen races that have been heavily impacted by the ability of people to get keys early and to keep their keys. We've actually had quite a lot of people run out. It'll be interesting to see if they are capable of doing that key management and to see if it affects anything. But it looks like Mand hit level 2.
Not a huge, I think that was a 0 strength growth there, so gets repel, but we'll still be at the same level of offense trying to get some more XP here.
Yeah, but that extra strength is actually helping Mand a lot, but we say that, and DK just took out Magic Drakey. So almost to level 3 already. But with just the way the strength is right now, Mand is able to fight ghosts where nobody else has that capability.
Yeah, and so that 2 actually come in pretty big into play here just at the early game. We'll see if maybe things start to even out with the agility later in the game. And to mention that this was not a seed where they started out being able to keep the keys, so they're either going to have to find one loose in a cave or locate Rim in order to get that all-important access to so many things.
And we did just see DK pick up level 3, which came with 2 strength, 2 agility, I think 3 hit points, and 11 magic. So now we are up to a whopping 13 casts of sleep. And we see DK now with his 8 strength is going after the ghost, can actually do some damage against them. Might see an accelerated increase in his experience gain.
Mand with the fairy water on the magic Drakey gets it with the 1 shot, and now it gets his level 3.
He takes the experience lead back. Not that it's terribly different. In fact, they're tied again. So, but he's going to try swinging on the magic Drakey. With 10 strength, I believe he can do guaranteed damage, but it also has weak breath, so it needs to stay asleep for quite a long time for this to work out.
Yeah, this is pretty ambitious. Pretty much hoping for a crit here, I think, more than anything, I would think.
So DK and Mand have gotten off the ground, but Edge is struggling a little bit here. I believe he lost his Fairy Water on a bad roll, got taken out. Just hasn't been able to get to level 2 yet, and this is an issue he had in week 1 of the tournament, which led to a loss. Last week he had a lot better job of getting off the ground, so hopefully he is able to maybe just get through this Drakey right now and get to level 2, which isn't actually going to help a whole lot, but it is something.
Yeah, we'll give a moderate HP boost, but definitely looking for strength right now, and so far level 3 was the only one. I think you got 2 strength at level 3, so...
Yeah, with the starting items, I don't know, and there's use for the herb, but I would almost consider making a run just to see if you could find a town with some, maybe sell the herb for a couple torches or something, because this is still pretty ugly. But we see Man's now at 30 experience. I think DK might be at the same 30, so we got a chance to see the next level here in just a moment.
Yeah, I think so close to level 4, you just grit your teeth and get there, and then really start to make the choice about whether you should be looking for something or continuing with what you got.
And this is the difference between this week and the previous weeks, is that it's been pretty easy to get out of the beginner jail, with either chaos enemies tend to be favorable as long as the level requirement isn't super high, and we had it fixed at 3 in week 2. Week 1 was a little bit different, but it was still reasonably easy. This week is a lot more standard-like.
Yeah, you can definitely get locked deep into prison in this early game, which unfortunately it looks like Edge needs to break his way out of this jail right now.
Now, both DK and Mand hitting 4, which looked like it was 2 strength, 5 agility, and a little bit of hit points at MP. Getting to the point now where I'm trying to compare DK and Mand's stats, and it's not working so well because of the different builds. And DK moving south finds a town. Is this going to help him, or is this just going to be a big old waste of time?
Will we get tantalizing chests locked behind doors?
Well, it is Garenham, and I think he's eyeing that club. He might buy the club. I think he could also, because he does have an herb to sell, unless he used it. Now he's going straight in on the torches, and that makes more sense to me. A couple of torches will take out some reasonable enemies. You possibly could use 3 on a zone 1 or 2 enemy to take them out, and they're worth so much more experience than what these guys are dealing with right now.
Yeah, it has to feel good to find a town like Garenham with access to the shop just right there to be able to buy those.
Yeah, oddly, the worst possible town he could have solved there was Remolder, which he wouldn't be able to buy anything like that, and best he could buy like a bamboo pole or some clothes.
So it takes a little bit of time from the grind to go buy the torches, but we'll see if expediting the grind will catch up to the slight lead that Mand has right now.
I mean, if he's able to take down 1 Magidrakey, he's caught up just that quickly. So, and hopefully that would be the case. I mean, they could wake him up and breathe on him, but with 30 hit points, he probably survives.
And 2 torches very likely to take down a Magidrakey.
And yes, Edge has taken out the ghost, and we'll see the level 2, which is honestly not going to help a whole lot. He's going to feel a little bit ripped off, I think, by that level.
I wonder if Edge is going to start to maybe push some exploration, feeling behind, and potentially find Garenham. That could be huge, getting access to some torches.
Yeah, this is a point where, you're already frustrated. It took you 7 minutes to get to this level. And now you're looking, and you're like, okay, 7 minutes for 5 experience. How much for another 12? Am I going to be here for another 12? Oh, wait, you know what? Look, right there is another town. So maybe we got something good here.
And just like you said, with the taking down of 1 Magidrakey, DK is right there with Mand.
So Edge does find a town. He runs into a Wraith Knight with hurt. If that's a heavy hurt enemy, I don't know. This is sort of thing that maybe one of our trackers would get excited and think, I'm going to go, get a sleep spell, go buy some torches, and maybe have some fun.
That's one of the fun things about sleep or stop spell. Just some of the interesting things that could happen if you're intrepid enough to try and willing to take the risks of it not working.
Could be fun. It's going to take a little bit of effort to get there, but hey, DK is wandering around in the next zone. I think that might be zone, or the north zone actually, and not the east zone, based off of where that Wraith Knight was. So I don't know if these are better enemies or not, even though Man still has a little bit of an experience lead, but that might be disappearing right now.
Oh, and Metal Scorpions is, I mean, it might take you 3 torches, but that's a great find if you can survive.
Oh, absolutely. Metal Scorpions are my favorite beginning area enemy, and he does. That's 31 experience. That's almost a 50% increase.
And we got 3, 5, 3, 1 stop spell and outside. So modest increases, but I'd say pretty useful increases for the state of things right now. And plenty of gold to come back down here, rest, buy more torches.
Yeah, there is a path forward in this seed, and I think DK knows what it is. That you just have to wait for the game to give you the experience, which it'll eventually will. But I don't think Stop Spell is going to help a whole lot against the enemies we're fighting. And, I mean, the other spell's not going to do much either.
The extra 3 attack power could be pretty helpful for the enemies that you're not throwing torches at, just to get them a little bit quicker, maybe to get a one-shot on them. Oh, and with the club, now you've got, that's a 7 attack power upgrade here. Pretty relevant.
Yeah, let's see. So he went from 13 to 17, so that's like almost a 30% increase, I think. That feels, you know, really miserable to say, I'm sure.
But at this point, it's those kinds of edges that can, you know, the longer you have to fight to get to a position where you can start to explore, the more those incremental increases really advantage you.
Yeah, so DK is now trying to sleep the Warlock. The Warlock is the first enemy in the game with any real sleep resistance. I think it's 3 out of 16. And he has seen it fail twice now, but these torches will do the job. Might take 4 of them, but only 3, and he gets it. And while that's happening, Man finds Cool, which is probably not going to be as useful as Garenham for him, but let's see if there's anything neat here.
Copper sword and a hand axe, so both of the things that you're, you know, hoping to find if you get enough money to get them early on.
He gets the bad news of the wizard here. That's not going to be fightable for probably a very long time, unless something crazy happens with these stats. This is also a scenario where it might be worth just taking a runner in some random direction and see if you can catch a metal slime. It's not really a strategy you want to employ, but when things are, you know, this sucky, it's worth considering.
Especially when you're still in the attack power range where they won't run away. That's guaranteed lots of XP.
And DK is just running all over the place. He used an herb in the previous fight. He got another one afterward. He's got a Metal Scorpion now. This will take level 6, which again, level 6 could be really good. We don't know. All it takes is 1 hurt more.
Just an inventory full of torches, man. You love to see that in this kind of a seed.
And hey, I guess we found a use for Stop Spell. That Metal Scorpion had hurt more the entire time. So I think that's where you just say, you know, I got lucky to get that far. I'm okay. We're okay with that.
Yeah. Be able to take out some maybe non-hurt mooring enemies here and get that level 6 and see what it holds.
Oh, we have that up on the screen. 25% heal more, 25% hurt more. I don't know, sleep, then stop. But the 3 out of 16 stop resist, I think, is a max roll, so that's kind of annoying. Yes, confirmed. That's the highest it can possibly be.
Wizard is going to be tough for anyone until we've got a lot of work to do. So that chest and coal seems pretty safe for now.
Yeah, that's I get a really good weapon and 50 to 60, hit points, and then maybe like 30 strength even on top of that, and maybe heal more. And there's a lot of things that you would like to see, but no.
So far, for the amount that we've just been staying by home, I think it's kind of remarkable that we've already seen 2 towns, to be honest with you.
We did see a red slime earlier, but I think that was in the east-west zone because I haven't seen it where they've been, and I'm a little surprised that we haven't anyone's pursued that at all. I guess it's probably not good now, but I mean, if Edge had seen that, that would be great.
Yeah, maybe just the desert tile versus the plains, making it pretty unappealing to go out over there.
And we did see the Drakey stat up there for just a moment. Full wombo on that sucker. Better him than something else, I suppose, even though it's not so comfortable right now. I'd still rather see it there than on something super scary later in the game.
So it looks like Mand is headed on towards Garenhem. Is this Mand's first time, or has Mand been to Garenhem before?
He has found the torches, and looks like that's might be what he's going back to. He might get a club. I don't know. DK, though, has hit level 6, which comes with 4 power, 1 agility, 1 hit point, 6 magic points, and the spell of return. Hey, I can come back to the area. I can't leave. That's great.
Incremental gains, just slowly getting there. DK and Cole now is going to find out about the wizard.
And hey, Edge has now hit level 3. It's only 2 power, but it actually matters a lot. And I'm surprised he immediately went to the spike. I thought he'd at least check the shop, but I don't know. Now he knows. Don't worry about that for a while.
Edge has that red slime right there, just south of the castle in the desert there.
Okay, well, I wonder if maybe that is... I don't know. I'm a little confused by the zones, but that would have been so much better, just a little while ago. I might not be like, why couldn't you show me this when I couldn't kill anything else?
And looks like Edge spots Cole up there as well.
I think he's trying to remember where that Wraith Knight was before and trying to avoid it, or I don't know. I see DK's pushing exploration just a little bit, but he found a dead end and found a place to throw another Descendant of Erdrick. Maybe get one, get a fresher version.
With the upgraded 2024 version.
Yeah, not sure what's going on with Edge. Well, now his stream seems to be paused, so might have to leave that one up to our restreamer if he's still actually streaming. Or nope, he's moving again. Okay, so don't know what's going on there. Hopefully, whatever that is gets figured out real quick, though.
In the meantime, looks like we are still just trying to find some way to get the ability to... Oh, DK might be deciding to press out and see what he can find out there.
He might be coming back for more torches. I think that's the case. That or herbs. Well, he doesn't have enough money for any herbs, so probably not. I have a feeling it's still the right decision right now. I don't see any other way to get out of the scenario except to try to kill slightly more valuable enemies. Mand is sticking around in this zone, but he is pretty close to his next level, and we might see him decide to do something different after this. DK now is on the move. Found a different enemy. Druids are a little different. They're still not great. If anyone knows me, I'm a pretty not big Druid fan.
All I know is that I thought that Druids were the only option I had in a race, and I lost miserably, and it taught me a valuable lesson.
Yeah, well, he does take out the Druid. 14 experience, feels really good. DK, again, dies in the swamp. I think you just want to take a peek and see, just to make sure something else wasn't over there, because right now, a random chest, like you see tablet, and you probably think can't do anything with tablet, but if there's one random chest on there with gold, that's huge. He can buy a weapon, he can buy armor, he can do things, he can go in and out of it 5,000 times, and I don't know, buy magic armor or something. I think I saw that somewhere at least.
Or if there's a key, you could go back in and get a second key and then check the treasury. Maybe you get gold or something in there as well.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, DK is definitely the zone boundary for something different entirely. Saw the Droll Magi, and unfortunately, Droll Magi is not a good torch target, I don't think. just because the fact that it has pretty decent amount of hit points. It actually has more hit points than the Wraith might, if I remember right.
Yeah, they're surprisingly beefy when you try to melee them down. When you can get used to just throwing Hurtmores out at Droll Magi, and yeah.
All right, someone has gotten to Edge. Apparently, he's having some issues with his controller. Hopefully, he can figure that one out before too long.
Yeah, definitely. You hate to see just a stationary character there. So as of yet, I don't really think that we've seen we've seen a couple of things, but we haven't really seen whether or not the overworld is going to bear a lot of fruit, or if we're going to have to dive into caves at all. And I guess obviously we're still stuck in the get the XP, get out of jail situation, but I'm trying to think into the future in terms of, finishing the seed. Either looking for Rim or an easy chest to check on a top floor for a key. I think it's a very high. It's got to be a high priority for the runners.
Mand is coming in to save the game. It's a little interesting. He does have a decent amount of money, so maybe he's thinking Copper Sword and I don't want to die on the way there. And that could be pretty useful right now because he's not doing so hot on anything. It's not going to make up the experience gap right away, but it might be better than going back and buying torches 10 trillion times.
Well, Mand actually has a little bit more XP than DK right now, I think, right?
Maybe. Give me just a moment.
Oh no, DK just got another kill. But they're pretty close, within about 20 XP there. But the Copper Sword, that 10 attack power, will be monumental at this point. DK in Brecconary and decides to upgrade to Fairy Water from the torches. Will definitely be a significant power upgrade. Might consider those wolves that were in that desert area a little bit northeast of start, but I'm not sure. We'll see what he decides to do. Finds the Rainbow Drop trade-in. Meanwhile, it looks like Edge might be restarting, or something's going on over there.
I believe the problem with his controller has something to do with the emulator he's using. So I've had a discussion with him about that. I'm going to see exactly how it works out for him before I say anything else.
Taken out by a Hurtmore from a Rogue Scorpion is DK, and right back home. But DK has found several locations farting around out on the world map.
But while he was doing that, what did Mand do? Did he get himself that Copper Sword? Did he die before he could get to it?
Mand was able to pick up the Copper Sword, so should be a significant improvement in the XP gaining abilities.
Yeah, definitely better. I mean, this Metal Scorpion is still not a good idea. You really want the throwables for that. And it looks like DK is going right back to it, and so is Mand. Hey, I got this Copper Sword, but hey, I still need torches. So the experience gap is still pretty tight, and we'll see if that ends up mattering or not, if he's able to come back.
Yeah, DK had located a Brecconary and bought some Fairy Water as well, but he died and then now is close to Garenham and probably didn't have as much money, so not trying to save it, so just grabbing what you can get when the getting's good.
It takes out the Magidrake. Pretty nice. Oh, Mand finds a Droll Magi. I don't think that's really within his yeah, I don't think he's going to do much there, so maybe he'll try to take out this Metal Scorpion with torches with 1 hit point. If it wakes up, he is dead, and it woke up, and he is dead.
And that's an overkill by the metal score. That's just a message more than anything, you know?
All right, I think we have Edge back, so that would be great. I told him that in this situation, since it obviously wasn't going to be any sort of advantage play, that he just needed to restart his emulator, get his controller hooked up, that he could just go ahead and save the state where he was. So thankfully, he does not have to completely reset because hardware failures are the absolute worst.
Yeah, great to see him back, and then he immediately gets the disappointing news about the wizard and dies. So welcome back to the race, Edge. It's glad to have you here.
I mean, he lost a lot of time, and he lost a lot of progress that the others have made, but they really are still kind of stuck. So, I mean, DK hit level 7, and what did he gain? 1 strength and 4 hit points. It was a really bad level.
And because of the build difference, he's still 1 strength below Mand, who's a level below him.
Yeah, this is actually a huge advantage to Mand now. Even though he's still fighting metal scorpions, that copper sword would chew up a whole lot of enemies now, and he wouldn't have to go back into town so much. But he has definitely decided to just stay here. I mean, we'll see what happens. He's 1 experience away from the next level, but I think he's more likely to stay put than DK is. DK is not a hard grinder. He tends to achieve a pretty decent balance, so we'll see how that goes. It might be that whoever is able to stay on the grind the longest gets the advantage.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Definitely it would be uncomfortable to be in this situation where it's so hard to get XP and you just don't really know what the best thing to do is. I definitely think it's hard to make really solid choices in these circumstances.
No, nice. Edge has found Breckenary and picked up the bamboo pole. He is now the crowd favorite, has picked up the pole. We all like to see that pole come out.
The Wyvern does not like the pole and sends Edge right home.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could maybe like pole vault over the Wyvern, but it's already in the air, so that's maybe not the best thing. I tell you what, everyone would have been more than happy to see that bamboo pole somewhere nearby, because that 2 strength would have helped out so much. It's still right in the range for Edge, where it's pretty darn useful, and being extra 2 attack power, it's still a huge increase right now.
And Mand here sleeping and torching a wolf, very likely to get it right here for the 40 XP, and does.
Nice, and yeah, experience pretty much tied up right now. It looks like both DK and Mand are fighting a little bit harder stuff, so that sword isn't quite coming out, but I mean, he can swing down a Warlock now. Warlocks are not the highest defense enemy. It's going to take longer than with torches, but it's better than just running away.
Although a little bit unfortunate with the Warlock's slight sleep resistance coming into play here.
Right, that's always a bit of a pain.
But so yeah, 27 minutes in, I think in a lot of other seeds, we've been, maybe 2 quest items in by now. But here, we're just still struggling to find a way to survive out in the world.
I think we've had a couple of seeds end with about 15 minutes after this point, and this doesn't feel like it's going to end in an hour right now.
But it could be one of those things where all of a sudden, hurt more and a bunch of stats in every department, and then they're just off to the races, and it could be, like another 20 minutes and then it's over, but we'll see.
Yeah, 50 hit points and hurt more comes on the next level, and suddenly everything is perfect and fine. See, I believe the request, Flower, was not for a long one, but one where we had to dig into the Mega Mountain. That's what I'm looking forward to. That on top of this could be a bit of a pain, but things tend to rubber band enough that at some point you're just going to be able to do stuff,
Yeah, at least if there is a lengthy dungeon dive, you'd think that by the time we got there, they'd be able to, probably handle themselves a little bit.
Oh, hey, Armored Knight. And DK is just like, you know what? I'm not even going to try. It just takes a couple of hurt marks from the Armored Knight, I think. So that might be something to keep in mind for later. Got that stop spell. If you get some sort of magic, that might be a way to go.
Yeah, it definitely feels nice to have the option to use the stop spell, even if you don't end up using it right away. It's just nice to know that you can.
So as far as the experience race goes, Man has a small lead, but it's within like one enemy. DK is not fighting the wolves. It was a little bit aggressive, I think, for Man to do that before, but it was fine. And now he's not even torching this scorpion. He's swinging on it. I wouldn't have been. I didn't see him do it, but I wouldn't have been surprised if he threw out like a stop spell, just because of how often we've seen it do that to possibly keep yourself alive. But I don't know if you can waste that turn.
Especially when it's 29 minutes in and you have no idea how, your opponents in the race are doing, if maybe they found something slightly better, or there's just no way to feel comfortable in the situation that you're in. So the choices that you make might reflect your current mind state about the race more so than like our overlooking view as the commentators.
There we go. He's got the Warlock sleep again up there. DK throwing the torches, doing the thing.
The vendor in Garenham has never been so happy. It's like it reminds me of The Simpsons. The hot dog guy. He's putting my kids through college. Like, I feel like that's how this guy feels about our heroes.
Yes, this seed has been sponsored by Big Torch.
Business is good. It's never been better.
Did you know a torch will hit every enemy in the game for 6 to 9 damage, except for the metal slime, where it does the 50-50 0 to 1?
Yeah, I did know that. And the fairy water, 6 to 15? 9 to 15, excuse me.
9 to 16. I have no idea. I'm just trying to think of torch facts, because the torch is basically the shining beacon of this seed. Everyone has been attracted to the torch. They just keep coming back to the torch. The torch is the only way forward.
What, did a fly roll this seed? No, it was flower powered, yeah.
Flower.
But this has been quite an interesting start. I definitely don't know if we've seen quite as locked of a jail of a start in any of the races that at least have been broadcast so far. This might be the slowest start of all of them.
Yeah, and the thing about this too is this seed, we look at this, sometimes you get in Winter League, some flags really make things painful. This is nothing to do, like, the only thing that might be making this harder than normal is if that chest and coal is the sword or the armor. Otherwise, there's nothing that has with these weak flags. This is basically just straight up. If this was standard, this would be the same sort of misery.
Yeah, definitely. The sword being the difference. Now you're making me think though. Is there any the wizard is a pretty bad treasure guard to be there in terms of having stats like this, because what can you, is there even a possible way for one of our runners to kill that wizard right now?
I believe let's say Man, if he got 2 crits and they were max crits or pretty close to max crits, he could take it out, but he would have to have 2 of them and they would have to be pretty high.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Very low one.
Yeah, you could do the 1 in 16 sleep attempt, and hope that you get quite a lock, and then again, hope for your 2 crits.
And yeah, so man back in buying more torches. DK is still got a few. I was gonna say a few and a couple, and I'm not sure what a fupple is, but I almost said that. Man is sticking around a little bit further south here while DK is going north. I mean, the desert is a little bit more frequent, but he has a longer walk to go back to get more. Man, I think, is grinding in the hills down here, which it has the same encounter rate, but the hills move you a little bit slower. So I don't know. I'm really trying to just go full in depth here. I got the Madden chart out and everything, and there's really not a whole lot to say about their strategies.
What's remarkable is they're still within 20 XP of one another, despite the small. Like it's been a straight chug of just moving forward, and it's been so similar. It's kind of crazy how neck and neck it's been.
Well, DK might get I think something happened with the Warlock there. Maybe he couldn't have run, but maybe he ran. I don't know. But he is really close to the level now. Maybe he just didn't have enough torches to take it out. But that was kind of an odd exchange. We've been focusing on the left side. Edge has made his way to Breckenary again, but can't really do anything here. So, I mean, he could buy torches. He could buy fairy waters. He's choosing not to. So, I don't know. Again, we haven't put a lot of attention on him just because he's just been a little bit behind everything else. But here we go. DK level 8. Is this our jailbreak?
8644 and hurt. Yeah, that feels great. You're doing a lot of things with 40 HP and hurt and 8 more attack power.
Yeah, that is, it's not great, but it's definitely a lot better. The hit points are huge. You can just hurt and die on some enemies instead of casting sleep. And he got enough money for the copper sword, so everything's turning up great right now on this level. I mean, man got the same one, but I don't see him moving anywhere. But hey, the hurt spell does quite a bit more damage than where they are right now with their absolutely wretched strength. So, well, I guess it did go up quite a bit. What was that, about 7 points? So that's not terrible.
Yeah, and so with that, I mean, it just speeds things up. It maybe slightly increases the range of things they can fight, but more than anything, it just makes things go down quicker.
And now that Droll Magi that they've both seen, the wolf, these are much more approachable enemies because their defense is a little bit too high for the swings, but the hurt spell, especially with that extra HP, they can withstand some shenanigans. So I'm kind of surprised if DK doesn't stick on the right side of that desert up there where we've seen it already.
And the metal scorpions with hurt, generally too, but you can take them down with 1 hurt if they roll low and you get a high roll, and that's pretty good as well.
Yeah, so he got himself a copper sword, so really there's no difference right now between DK and Mand except for the stats. And the fact that Mand is still kind of in this forest here, which isn't, like I said, it hasn't been a huge difference, but I'm a little surprised. I don't know, I guess if you got warlocks that you can kill reasonably fast, and wolves, that might be more appealing than trying to hunt down a slightly more difficult enemy, but I would be way too antsy to stick there. And now, okay, we see maybe that isn't a good idea.
Yeah, is that the first armored knight that we've seen in that zone? He's done a lot of work up there.
He's been there before, but that zone, or at least we've seen one of those before, I should put it that way, so it's quite possible that something has already occurred there. While they're doing this, then it looks like they both just settled on getting level 9 in this area. Edge is pushing a little bit again, and we'll see. He hasn't really found the thing yet, but I think DK put an effort in, but I don't think he really saw much other than, I think he saw Breck, right, in that cave?
Yeah, he saw Breck in the cave. They're getting a little bit more gold now. They've got the copper sword. I wonder if they might start prioritizing stocking up on some herbs before they head out. And that's exactly what Mand is doing right now.
Yeah, I think he has, the chainmail I think was in coal, not here. That would be a consideration as well. I mean, did he buy some armor? I thought he did. But I can't remember what it was. Maybe somebody bought a dragon scale and equipped it, but I forget who it was.
But yeah, without having any healing as of yet, it feels real nice to get those herbs, and still has just about enough money to get a chainmail. So just fight a couple more of those enemies, and be right back in there with 300.
Yeah, it does look like Mand is going to push a little bit, maybe try to get some different enemy. Rogue Scorpion is killable with hurt, so but it has hurt more, and you might want to stop spell that guy first. And there we go. So as long as he keeps doing that, he can sleep and hurt more. So it's going to work out just fine. It's going to be a nice experience game. If you can get the stop spell to land immediately, this can be an interesting thing to do.
That could be a great enemy, yeah. If it's just going to try to sleep and hurt more you, and you can get the stop spell. But high agility, you're liable to get back attacked, and might just get slept, hurt more as well.
Yes. Did you know that the Rogue Scorpion is the third most likely enemy in the game to ambush you, just after the Metal Slime and the Dragon Lord DL2, excuse me.
I did not know that, but it follows from the experiences that I've had. I definitely believe that.
It's actually tied with the Red Dragon, but I like to ignore that fact. And yep, you see right there, the stop spell failed, and he got shredded, so big surprise.
It's so tempting, though, especially now that it's just about 40 minutes in, and we're still not even level 9. Definitely can understand going for the Rogue Scorpion, getting that 70 experience. DK sticking to just above Hawksness there, with probably really looking for the wolves more than anything at this point.
Yeah, I think the extra encounter rate has to be helping a little bit here. Even though Mand hasn't, he's strayed a little bit more than DK has. Tried some different things, but I think maybe it's just the encounter rate and for the zones that they're in. I don't think Mand ever went north and saw those enemies up there, and might think that the zones don't extend that far. And Repel, that is a very interesting one to cast. It does take out some things you don't really want to see, but it doesn't. Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine here. I don't think you're really repelling anything interesting.
Edge back to Breckenary to pick up some more fairy water, and saw a Wyvern and Magidrol on the way. So, I mean, it's not desert tiles, but 12 power, 5 agility, no HP, 9 MP. That 12 power is pretty nice.
Yeah, that lets you do some things. DK, I think he's been here too long. He wants to see what's here. He needs a refill anyway, because I think he wants to explore, and this would be a good excuse, but I guess the Metal Scorpion took care of that, so theoretically could take out maybe a green dragon with hurts and yeah, I don't know.
Sleeps.
Yeah, sleep a stone man and it stays asleep forever. It would be pretty difficult to take out anything there, but yeah, it looks like he wants to move a little bit, and I don't blame him, because you gotta do something at some point. You can't just sit here forever. And
got 78 HP and hurt, sleep and a dream.
Exactly. It wasn't meant to be a criticism. I meant you can only grind so long before you're like, okay, there has to be something else. And I've been playing your game for this long, and now I'm going to try to do some stuff my way and see if that works out. Which I don't know.
Well, and feasibly, you're able to get gold a lot more reasonably now, to the point where if you find Rim, you'll be able to purchase keys reliably, and then maybe open up the seed potentially that way as well.
Yeah, and hey, DK has the droll magic. The sleep doesn't work. Great. I think it's got 25% resist, so it's not the easiest enemy to put to sleep. But you take that. You pretty much always take that, and don't not do it. And I guess the game just wants to be a gigantic pain. I said 25%. I was wrong. It's 1 in 8. Even worse. It looks like he's just going to try to kill this one. Maybe he just pops back into the town. Because it's not playing along at all.
Yeah, like you were saying before, surprisingly spongy enemies that can have more HP than you expect.
No, it's worse because he was blocking it at 1 and 8 instead of 1 and 4. That's what I meant about it being worse. It's one thing, you know, if you're getting nicked on a 1 and 4, but when it's 1 and 8, you're like, okay, what the heck?
Edge learns that stone men have a DL2 breath, so that's something to potentially contend with down in any Sharlock floor that might be required to walk.
DK is now having fun with the Wraith Knight. Wraith Knights are they're a low hit point enemy, but they're eternally annoying because they have just a bit of resist of everything. And yeah, that's what we're gonna see now. So it's good that stop spell went off apparently, because he apparently has heal. I guess we hadn't seen that yet.
We're getting a variety of combat tactics here, though. It's really, you know, it's really an enjoyable watch, I would say, from the outside perspective. I'm not sure if I've seen the part of the map that DK's heading to. Oh, and there is another DL2 breath from a skeleton. Mand appears to just be steadily down there trying to take down wolves wherever you can get them. Good strategy. Got to get to 1500 for the next level. And it's just really been slow going on the stat gain here. And we haven't learned the very valuable hurt more ability. Just kind of been stuck in the grind mode the whole seed so far. There's been some exploration, but not really. I mean, it's been somewhat useful, but nothing particularly enlightening. We've got a wizard in coal blocking the search tile that we are unable to kill. So that's really the only key item that we found. We have not accessed a loose key in a cave or rim. So as of right now, we're just trying to level up to be able to get out onto the seed.
And man, finds the hand axe, immediately crits the wizard twice. What in the heck?
You said that was the way to victory, and there it was, and it's the sword!
Oh my gosh, that is potentially game breaking. I mean, he still doesn't have a lot of strength, but he's got agility to walk around, and now he has a big sword. Like, what the heck? I don't even know what he was trying to do there. If he was just gonna die, you know, to warp back to the grind. Yeah, he's confused. He doesn't know what to do. I don't think he actually wants to be here that much, but I get. Yeah, the sword doesn't solve some other problems, but if you're gonna one-shot these guys, you might as well just go to level 10, right? Get heal more, maybe hurt more, get something. But that was a heck of a thing.
I can't believe that we talked about this, and the situation that you described as being necessary but near impossible is the exact situation that occurred.
Well, to be fair, before he wasn't going to be able to do any damage, but the levels, I think he gained 2 levels since then, and a weapon upgrade definitely helped. But I imagine Mand is just like, okay, now what do we do? We got the sword, and that wasn't supposed to happen, but okay.
Oh, that's fantastic. And it doesn't really get us any closer to... I mean, it gets us closer to winning, but it's not one of the story items that's required to get into Sharlock, but still, that has to feel amazing.
All right, I recovered. That was intense, and I'm sure DK and Edge are gonna love to watch this back and see that happen. You know, 45-minute mark. They've been struggling forever, and man just walks in and crits a wizard twice for the sword.
Oh, this wizard right here? Yeah. Oh, that was amazing. All right, yeah, we definitely have to collect ourselves after that. Looks like Edge is still just going with the fairy water strats, and can't blame him. Makes a lot of sense.
Thank you very much for that clip, Joof. That is, it's gonna be a good one.
BK has located Sharlock. Gonna try to sleep a night, see if you can get that sweet, sweet XP.
Yeah, alright, it's Sharlock! Yeah, we can... Well... It's what do we say? We used to have some fun memes we would throw on that. Yeah, it's the big C. It's Club C, home of the best dressed man in the land. And hey, he throws out the search there just in case, but no dice.
Definitely a heads up play. Finding the
is...
armor would be pretty huge too, with no healing.
Yeah, that is the DK play in these flag sets, where he will walk into the overworld search spot. I cannot, like, I am aware of, I think, 4 different times where he's done it. I mean, he probably plays them more than anybody else, but still, that is, we call that the DK now, because it does it so often.
And Amanda deciding to get this final 40, gonna bullseye level 10 here. 6, 9, 4, and 12 with no spells, but still steady increases.
I wouldn't, again, I keep expecting him to move and he's not, and maybe he'll try this for another level. He is killing these enemies very fast now, and that definitely helps. He might be thinking about some more armor. He did just break 800 gold, so large shield? No. Yep, maybe? Man, there we go.
Yeah, that'll add 10 defense, and that'll be real helpful.
Meanwhile, Ed just picked up level 7. Again, that one didn't really have any strength, but he is starting to keep pace, at least, or at least the way they were before. The grinding has went up, accelerated a little bit, and while we're talking about this, DK has found camp. I think it's their first person, but no keys yet, and nothing that's really going to save him from his fate.
Got the first floor of grave, so we'll see if maybe he can find a key in here.
That would be nice, but gold is still good. I mean, gear helps a lot right now. Even though strength is bad, gear could just change a lot of stuff.
Ooh, and another torch.
He's a torch collector, but he also gets rid of them, so I don't know. We do see Armored Knight on the spike here. That is an interesting enemy. I don't think Man has seen them enough to know that they're pretty heavy on the hurt more. If I'm not sure that is something that you want to, try to fight with a stop spell and herb through its damage with kind of the hit points, but I can see it. I think he does,
especially with the sword. Man is maybe the only one in a position to have a shot at that right now.
Right, but I don't think that one's going to be in his head. He's already got the sword. I mean, with the armor, that'd be great, but the likelihood of that happening is not, well, it's 1 in 6, I guess.
And DK into Swamp North, and yeah, with the likelihood, with Hawksnest being right next to home, it's not something you need to worry about being far away. You can just come back and check it if you need to.
Man did find a Star Wyvern and died. DK has checked 2 chests, got a torch and gold. He's going to try to make his way around to the remaining 3 chest locations that can be up on the vanilla spots. So we'll see. I think we had a fun seed recently where, I don't know if you remember this one or not, but I think we had like 3 torches in the grave chest.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I said Swamp North. I'd seen him go into Grave 1, but yeah, I got confused. He's still in Grave 1.
Yeah, Manda is now skating around the map a little bit. Looks like the only way to push forward is past Cole. Everything to the west, we saw Sharlock, and that was it. So, Rogue Scorpion, he doesn't want anything to do with this one. A little surprised he didn't throw out the stop spell anyway, just in case. But I think he's got his mind on moving and getting dice there. So DK left. Did he cast outside in bolts, or no? It looks like chat saying there was nothing left there.
Yeah, he just walked outside. Maybe wanted to hang on to the MP or not remembering the heaven outside, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and that's going to be anything to buy there. Maybe he's looking for, a broadsword or a half plate. Both would be pretty good. He doesn't have a large shield yet, so that would be something nice. We do see Man heading towards a cave. I can't remember if this is the one near Breckenary or not.
Has the option for both broadsword and half plate, decides to go with the half plate.
That's a little surprising to me. I would have expected the broadsword, actually, but especially since he already had a chainmail. It's +6 defense or +10 attack. It's kind of odd.
Yeah, maybe thinking that using hurt more than attacking right now anyway, so maybe just wants the extra defense to stay alive, but I'm not really sure.
So Mand walks into the cave formerly known as Stone's Cave, where there's just some vagrant has taken up residence, and just immediately bolts like, no, I don't know what this guy has here. I don't know what he's doing. I don't want anything to do with him. I'm just getting out of here.
Blocking the spell on the Rogue Scorpion this time, and should be able to take it out. Get that nice XP.
Yeah, even though he's got the sword, he still needs a lot of experience. I mean, DK has taken the experience lead while he's been moving around, and he's actually been reasonably efficient in staying alive and things like that. But this Wyvern with Sleep, which I don't think DK saw right away, is not pleasant, and yes, not pleasant is the end result of that.
You're gonna hit him for 10 when he's got 10 HP to send him back home.
Of course, that might also be part of DK's thoughts, is why bother with a broadsword when I'm just going to be casting hurt on everything, you know? Then that makes the magic casters want the armor a little bit more, I guess. That would be my reasoning, but you know, who knows? When you get in a race this long, your mind can do some interesting things. And looks like Mand has decided to come in and get the chainmail. Hooray!
Hey, that feels real good. Going from 0 to 10 defensive powers, it's a nice upgrade.
It used to be part of the meta before actually, it was before, I think, the... Okay, let me sort my thoughts and I'll come back to this.
You got it. In the meantime, DK gonna take down a troll for the modest gain in XP here, while Mand is fighting a warlock.
Alright, so my thoughts were, it used to be a thing where the overworld search spots were only randomized with each other, so they were always flute, token, or armor in some rotation, which meant that armor was never in Sherlock, so it was always in the overworld, and in that meta, it was very uncommon for anyone to ever buy anything more than chainmail, because the armor was free 2/3 of the time. That obviously has changed quite a bit with, you know, changes in the randomizer, and this was all before I even played it, but so whenever I see chainmail bought late, I always kind of pops into my head.
That's cool. It does add a lot of flavor, though, having the possible armor in Sherlock and all those things. It's a lot of fun, you know, even when it's not maybe in the moment. It's fun.
DK is able to take out that Droll Magi before he dies in the swamp. Mand is now on the prowl again. Edge is back. He's now buying torches on his own. He's pretty close to level 8. I seem to think level 9... No, I think level 8 came with an 8 strength increase. So that will be good for him. But, you know, Mand checking out more shops. Really, I don't know if he's going to find anything else to buy anytime soon. What we really need is key access or survivability. One of those two.
Yeah, for sure. Rim or some kind of loose key, top of the list of priorities right now.
It's worth noting here, I think DK and Edge both saw this particular location that Mand is in and just finding for the first time over half an hour ago, and it was just about as useless to them as it was to him right now.
Yeah, I think that Edge has been picking up some fairy waters and whatnot from Brecconary, but yeah, you know, not as exciting as other places you could find.
So DK is going in on this grind, on this fight for this AK-47. It's got the stop spell down, throwing out hurts, using herbs when he physicals. We ourselves to 75% stop or hurt more enemies, so this is definitely something that can be done if the luck rolls the right way. So let's see. We're just waiting to see if he gets through it.
As of right now, having tremendous luck with the hurt more, so definitely looking doable for sure. I don't want to curse him, so definitely just gonna leave it. Yep, he got it there.
Nice. The 172 experience is great, but he has also picked up the token, which, you You know, if
Is
that
that
was
the
the soul,
first quest item that we've seen for any of our runners?
yeah. So we've seen 2 search spots active. We haven't seen a cursed belt yet, but that just leaves the Cantlin location, wherever that is. So really, we're just at a point where somebody needs to find a key, which we didn't see in Grave, which means Remolder is somewhere, or we saw Stone's Cave was empty, so maybe Mountain is somewhere, maybe Tablet is somewhere. 2 of those locations are underneath Garenham and Tantagel, that and Swamp. So we're missing the thing that unlocks the seed right now, and that's really that and experience is it.
Yeah, so really just hoping to find Rim, or if it's a cave, you maybe even just looking for Swamp Cave in the hopes that maybe you get a loose key in there, or that Swamp takes you to Rim, or just all things revolve around keys. Just dreaming of keys right now.
DK now picking up level 11 with a 1727 and Radiant. Oh, perfect. Love it.
Radiant, incredibly helpful in this flag set, for figuring out which floor you're on for stair shuffle, and then for trying to locate the random chests that might be out and about.
Yeah, that was an option we didn't really talk about, possibly grinding that AK-47, but I agree. That is too long of a fight, and it relies on herbs in case things go, you're almost expecting to use 2 herbs every fight, and that's if things go as planned. So you can get through wolves and stuff over here a whole lot faster.
And I would have to believe that DK probably feels pretty done with this starting area and is really just branching out now in hopes of finding the ever-elusive key. And Hurt, a big pickup for Edge, got a Wyvern asleep, going to try to take it out with Hurt, and those are great XP for the level that he's at right now.
He's able to do it, yeah, perfect. I don't know if he's seen the stop and or the sleep and all of that, so I'm not sure if he threw out a stop spell, but if it stays asleep, it doesn't matter. And yeah, 64 experience is about a third of what he needed for the level, so it's a pretty good come up, and he's immediately going back.
Yeah, whatever you can do to just get through this one for sure. This beginning was rough.
Yeah, this has definitely been a seed where understanding the mechanics of the game, being very resourceful is the way forward. There's been no free lunch, nothing like that. No, I stumble onto something amazing. The closest thing we've seen to anything like that was the man getting a little bit lucky, employing the just crit strats on the wizard. Just a little lucky. I think, what is it? Crits 1 in 32, so that's whatever 1 in 32 times 2 is. Or no, 1 in 32 squared is what I meant to say.
It's no big deal. It's, employing the just crit strategy. 2 times 1 in 1,000, yeah.
I mean, that's DK's emote for a reason, right? That's his life. That's how he rides. So seeing it used against him is only fair play.
And without any kind of heal spell as well, this has really been quite the example of what can happen to a start. Looks like we got Mountain 1 here for DK.
Yes, exploration finally took him down here. He was able to find something. He's still fighting stuff. You could make an argument about just bailing on everything, and maybe he will bail on this fight now, seeing sleep from the Wolf Lord.
More sleep on an enemy that you might be pretty happy to try to take down. That's unfortunate.
He is defense breaking it, I believe. So there's the half plates coming into handy. Are coming in handy here.
Yeah, I dare say calculated. He
Actually,
might not say that, but I dare say.
Actually, I take that back. He is all but defense breaking it. So that was, yeah. I think he's. I don't know if he has the dragon scale or not, but it's actually got 50 attack power, so he's not quite there yet. And hey, he found Tablet Cave. No, see, yes, DK. This is the thing. There's a 50% chance at this point that Tablet Cave opens up into Garenham or Tantagel, but I guess there is a chest and mountain to check here.
Oh no, but don't get got by this guy. Oh no.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think I don't think there's actually in logic that's how you would get keys. I'm pretty sure it's a loose key or a molder. It's not. Yeah, because the cave paths for all of these stair shuffle potentially connected caves do not ever become required in this. But it could be he could be in a situation where he could sneak something.
You could backdoor into Tantagel as well and grab keys that way. That would be a huge play if Tablet somehow backdoored into the home castle.
Yeah, well, let's see. Mand is in the same place now. He has made his way to Mountain Cave as well, having trouble squeezing through. One of the unfortunate things about picking an extra wide character out. I'm gonna shut up now.
Mand gets the stop spell off on the Rogue Scorpion and gonna try to take it down.
Yes, and also hello and welcome everyone. It's been an hour and 4 minutes now into the scene. We started with not very good stats, but we did have a couple towns nearby. Garenham for torches and Cole for having a wizard that guarded the sword, which our brave hero Mand was able to get with 2 crits with a hand axe and about 70 AP. So very exciting. And look, it is
Tantagel.
Oh man, I hope he's got some money because this is huge for him. And really bad for DK. This is the sort of luck that can swing things because key access is a gigantic pain, and getting this this way is huge.
That is really important, and maybe going to go straight to the treasury. Could do the checks. Maybe he's already seen whether there's chests or not. Probably below. Nope, gonna check right now.
Yeah, he peeked the one in the bottom left corner. But maybe, okay, he decided to use the key and just leave. Yeah, I think he saw the other one on the way up, so he did see both of them and saw that there was nothing. So he lost the key, but whatever. It's hard to be too upset about that. Double check his keys right away, and what do we got?
A cursed belt. We got another key. And an herb.
So... Again, keys are important. We haven't quite seen it yet. I don't think he checked, and now he's probably seen him check Garenham, and I think there definitely was something in Cole, so I head that way. While he's doing that, Edge has picked up level 9, so he's inching back into this. There's still a huge experience gap, but he's at a point now where he can actually fight things reasonably and not have to, hope for the torches to do the job and all of that.
DK back in Mountain. We'll see if when he gets to Tablet, if he decides to check what's outside and get the keys as a reward.
He does rush that chest and gets another torch, like we've seen enough torches. And did he just use the torch?
I didn't see, but that would be great. We see that there's no enemy. It's a cursed belt in the northeast chest in Cantlin. Or this looks like Cole, excuse me.
Yeah. Ooh, that is a fightable treasure guard. Much more fightable than the wizard he already killed. So Cole hiding 2 of our key items, and what do we got for this one?
And it's the harp, a great one to find.
Yeah, I mean, have we seen? I don't know if we've seen the other cave, but it doesn't matter. There's your harp. You got another thing down. He still hasn't quite tested the other one. Oh yeah, never mind. It was right there.
Yeah, known about that for a while, but we've forgotten about it since it's been over an hour since they found it. Or no, it's been about an hour.
Yeah, and so Mand does get his staff rain. DK, however, left Mountain, did not try to exit out the tablet. So again, huge advantage to Mand getting those keys early. I mean, he did see something, but nothing has really pushed forward here. But just more knowledge to kind of push through the game. And heck, if he finds the stones behind Garenham here, he is 1 armor knight away from Well, that and wherever Swamp is, which might... I actually would probably say Swamp's probably back here.
Yeah, it's pretty likely. I think that we found the jerk already, so is it guaranteed, or I'm not sure.
Well, I know 2 of the chests we haven't seen are Swamp, but I think it's it. Yeah, it has to be Swamp. So one thing I do want to mention in response to what Chad is saying, the exit from Tablet cannot be required. Remolder has to be somewhere, or Swamp has to be somewhere that's accessible. That logic is not built into the game's logic. There's no... The only time anything stair shuffly would be required is if the loose key just happens to be in a cave, but that logic is beyond what we have in the rando.
There are no chests in Garenhem. At least in the back part of Garenhem. And it is Swamp. No chest on the bottom right.
So, of course, I am rooting for those stones to be somewhere deep in the Mega Dungeon, which we've only seen a little bit of so far. So we have... well, he didn't get through the Armor Knight here, but probably buy some more keys and come right back, I would imagine. Unless he decides to try to take on the Armor Knight and Hawksness instead.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see where this last required item is. And runners may potentially want the armor too. I still don't think they even have heal. So there's some work to do in terms of feeling comfortable about grabbing the princess and surviving down to the Dragon Lord's floor.
Yeah, now Edge is working through Grave. I think he's seen just about every... No, he hadn't seen the bottom left corner yet. Mand is going back into Mountain, which is kind of interesting. And that was the one thing I did not mention. It is quite possible that the key access was in the Mega Mountain, too. Rim can still be key blocked if there is a loose key somewhere in this mess. However, we've seen 2 loose keys already that Mand has picked up. So I think that leaves 1. So the odds of that are shrinking as we go along.
Yeah, both of those were behind locked doors, I believe. So yeah, we haven't seen one just readily available yet.
So Mand stop-spelled the Armor Knight and ran away. Again, we were wondering if that's going to give him some ideas. He hadn't seen this chest over here, had he? And hey, speaking of Rim, there's DK in Rim.
Well, this is great news for DK. Being able to pick up the keys this way, and it makes not finding that exit out of Tablet irrelevant at this point.
Yeah, to be honest, if another key item happens to be in here, that not finding it through Tablet is going to be meaningless because it would just encourage you to not come this way a little bit. So.
And with Cole being close to home, I have to imagine that in some due time, DK will make his way back there and get that gold man chest.
Yeah, he'll be heading back there before too long. And I think Rim was just past Mountain Cave, too, if I saw that right. So that might have been the right impulse to just leave. But anyway, Mand is digging the... I like to just call him Mega Mountain because it sounds funny. And he's went through a couple of Charlock floors, but they're all straight pass-throughs. So unfortunately, the problem with the Charlock floors is that the enemies are really strong. And without any sort of healing, it's still not going to be able to survive very long, and he does not.
Yeah, this seed just keeps delivering in terms of pain. There is no shortage of it.
Yes, chat correcting me, and I do see that now. In fact, it was just right there, east of Cantlin. Somehow we didn't get to that. Kind of surprising, but I don't know. We get to see the Cantlin checks, the first chest up the top. Fairy Water. We'll see if there's anything down here, and we'll see if he checks the cords. There's usually not a lot of harm in just checking them really quick. You might want to die anyway to get back to Tantagel a little quicker to check all that stuff. But we do know that the coordinate location cannot be the stones because this game does not require you, whatever it is something that cannot or does not have to be required, since rescuing the princess would suck. And it looks like he's thinking about it.
The armor in a situation like this without heal could be very useful, especially if it's something like 7-9.
So I think what he decided to do was that he get an extra key doing this instead of the other thing to get his keys just a little bit higher. If there isn't gold in Tantagel, it's going to be a little bit bad for him because because he's going to be mostly out of keys. This town here, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 keys, and he bought 2 more, so okay.
Definitely like the play to be key conscious here.
Not running out of keys is pretty important, but we do see the coordinates 55 south, 11 east. I have a feeling he's going to go get that because I don't think that's going to be too tricky, but he probably isn't going to do it right away.
And if it is the armor, I mean, even the fairy flute could be somewhat helpful. Have seen golems on the Sharlock floor, but that armor would mean so much in terms of all of the things that it provides, but especially the heal walking.
Yeah, and while all that was happening, it looks like DK is just going to try to round out the level here. He's pretty darn close. See if he can get heal more, hurt more. Or maybe get some money before he decides to blow his remaining keys. I bet that's actually it. He's just looking for a little bit of key money. While that was happening, Man did pick up the token and is back into Garenham. Hopefully he got some more keys back. I think he did at some point. And we might see him try to get through Swamp again.
Yeah, could potentially have all of the ingredients for a win, but without a healing spell, it's not looking... It's not feeling very good.
And so Edge is making his way to level 10. He's getting pretty close. Really, neither Man nor DK found a pure jailbreak from the stats. He just got better so I could survive a little bit, but still no heal spells. So we did lose Edge for about 5 minutes earlier in this race. It might have actually been longer than that. For anyone who's coming in is wondering what the difference is, that was actually a big part of it. But,
unsure if this is a treasure guard or not, but there's a wizard on that top swamp cave chest, so see.
I am pretty sure we've seen wizards in here already, because I think that might have been what took out Man when he was here before, but he kills it, gets level 12, 17 power, amazing, and no spells.
And there are the stones right there.
There you go, Man. You're in go mode. Just rescue the princess, turn in the rainbow drop, and go beat the game with your no heal spells.
This is an interesting situation to be in for Mand, definitely.
Well, the bad news is that Mega Mountain is off the table. The biggest thing that we got from that was key access for Man, which DK is probably just about to realize he whiffed on, but I don't think it really hurt him too much because he found Rim reasonably quickly.
Yeah, I haven't seen... Have we seen Grave 2, or is that still potentially in play in Sharlock?
We have not seen any split floors. All 4 of them could be in play in Sharlock.
Oh, so this could be the seed that just indeed does keep on giving.
Yeah, it looks like Blue Dragon on the spike and Man is summarily dismissed. I think he just wanted to check and see if it had a spell. Knew it was going to be... So, yeah, I mean, I guess he's going to go turn in the rainbow drop, get that, and then try to figure out something to grind on. I'm not really sure what that answer is. It seems kind of odd.
Yeah, we got the Armored Knight in Hawksness, we've got the Blue Dragon in the Swamp Cave, and then just a bunch of stuff out there in the world. A lot of it has sleep or hurt more, and DK is about to find out about this treasure guard down here. We'll be happy to do so.
And hey, Edge has made it to Rim and is getting his keys. Man is picking up his rainbow drop. All sorts of things are happening right now, and now it is... Okay, now what do I do? How do I get levels? Where do we grind? Does he go... I actually don't know what the solution for this one is.
Could even consider looking for the armor somewhere and hoping that that's enough to keep you safe for a potential... I mean, you're an hour and 17 minutes into the race. I don't think anyone can feel very comfortable about their situation. It might push you into doing something like that, but I'm not really sure what to do in this situation.
So, speaking of that, I can't remember for sure. Chat might be able to remind me. I think we saw a Stone Man with DL2 breath or something like that before.
Absolutely. Stone Man, DL2 breath, yes, can confirm.
That's our worst case scenario on the spike at this point. But, Red Dragon, all these other things can happen. Erdrick's armor is nice, but it's by no means guaranteed. And DK got one more swing to go. Oh, and it dodged!
Oh no, you hate to see that.
Oh my goodness. It's man gets through the wizard with 2 crits, and now DK is 0-2 against it. And I think he swung just on the edge to do it, and I think he's going right back. He's just like, no, that's not how this story ends. We're getting this.
And it's going to be the sword, if successful, that will be a significant boost in damage. And wonder if he'll head right back down to Garenhem, which is also pretty close. And then we'll find out about the stones if he does.
And here we go. You could theoretically try to herb through its damage, because he does have a decent amount of DP where that might work out, might get an extra swing out of it, but he should just be able to kill it in 4 hits on average, or at worst 5, and there we go. Much better fight. Gets the 120 and picks up Erdrick's sword.
Now he's swinging with 30 extra attack power. That's going to be very helpful. And in terms of offensive parity, is now on the same level as Mand.
And Mand he's struggling a little bit. He went right at that blue dragon. I don't think he knows. I don't think he has an answer for what to do next. And that's kind of a big deal because he has a lead over DK right now. Just straight up has a little bit of a lead. That lead is going to disappear fast if he is not able to grind things. We see him on the Stone Man. This is great as long as the Stone Man stays asleep. This is actually a pretty good fight. But the moment that thing flips the switch, we're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Mand has seen the DL2 breath or not. I don't remember. Might be unaware.
I think that one might have been on Edge, who we have apparently lost.
Well, hopefully we can get Edge back soon. See DK up here. Wonder if he's going to check Breckenary again for the chest, or maybe going to trade in the harp.
No, this would be like the direction of the drop. He still hasn't seen Swamp Cave. I don't think he went behind Garenham, did he? He hasn't got the stone, so that's his big missing piece. And yeah, maybe he's going to check Breck. Did Breck have something?
I don't remember, but this is where the Silver Harp trade-in cave is as well. Yeah, so he's going to check the chest here and then probably trade in the harp.
Well, it could be the armor, it could be the flute, it could be the death necklace, it could be the fire ring. Still some pretty good stuff that could be here, and no, it's just a herb.
Well, at least it's right next to something that you need to do anyway, so... Oh, maybe not remembering that the Silver Harp cave was right there?
Well, considering where that is, and he knows where the drop cave is, he's probably not in a huge rush. But here he is in Garenham, and this is the missing piece, assuming he finds it in Swamp. And hold on.
Gets that key right back. That's always nice.
I was, in fact, not expecting anything out of Breck. I just try not to be too negative about the town while I'm doing commentary. I'm not going to say, go Breck, get wrecked.
And here we've got DK inside Swamp. We'll see if he heads all the way to the north chest before checking the spike tile.
And he is, and he's going to have some fun. Is he going to get through the wizard, though? With the Erdrick sword, definitely a much tamer fight.
Yeah, 30 extra attack power seems to heavily tilt the scales in his favor.
And now he is in his grind and go mode. We'll see if he decides to go visit the blue dragon here. And yeah, I think that's one was on his mind. So what do we do next? And he could get through the blue dragon, but it doesn't feel super comfortable. And hey, man, DL2 breath on that wyvern. That guy's the full wombo, which is not maybe not the best grind, but he definitely gained a lot of experience where he was. And if level 13 is heal more, and if it's hurt more, any of that stuff, I think it's
just crit strategies. It's easy. All you have to do is crit.
Well, there we go. Turnabout is fair play, and he is able to get through the blue dragon. He does have outside. He doesn't have to go back through it. I imagine he won't. But he might check the chest, and it is gold, but whatever.
Still, the first person to check that chest and speak to Gwaylin, pick her up, say hello, make her so happy. And right now, he's just a harp trade and a rainbow drop away from being entirely ready to potentially check out Charlock. Not sure if that's the choice he's going to make, but has the option.
Considering the way this race has turned out for DK, I wouldn't really be surprised if he does just push it immediately and hope for an immediate stare down. Although, I don't know, you have no heal spells, and you have 6 herbs, and you're going to lose every one of those herbs on the damage tile, so no. This is the more reasonable play. He's going to try to make some Armored Knight Sashimi real quick.
I'm going to try to impress the princess with his Armored Knight fighting capabilities.
Again, this is still not a safe fight because the Hurt Mars, he could just forget that he has them and start, walloping on DK. But he's got enough hit points that, well, he can take 2 hits, and he didn't really come in with a lot of herbs, so I don't know.
Oh, very attacking on the 1/4 chance, but gets through the first one.
And level 13 for Man came with Hurtmore. And now I think he wants to go after the Armored Knight. I'm pretty sure that's what that was. I don't think, I don't know, he could make a play because he is going to Garenham to maybe just get the Blue Dragon and try to win. Mand is extraordinarily aggressive at endgame. Both he and Archfield like to race against each other, and they are both well known for being just absolute, you sniff the endgame and they rush it sorts of players. So I could see him just, hurt more the Blue Dragon, get the Princess, and go into Charlock. But I'm not sure that's necessarily the play, but he could.
Still, level 13, you've got no healing spell. This is dicey.
Yeah, and the problem is, again, the damage tiles. If you had Erdrick's armor, you can make an argument, I think. But at this point, you can't heal. You lose every single herb going over those damage tiles to get back at this point. And, yeah, then you have to hope to get all the way around. You have to hope immediate transport to the basement all the way around. Like, I don't even know why he's going after the Princess right now. That DK, DK did it just to see what was there, and it happened to turn out well for him. I'm surprised that Mand is doing this at all. But we'll see. If he gets it, the problem is you have to stay alive, and that slows you down. Versus just going there and getting her, because it's not like Garenham is out of the way at all. To beating the game, you just go down and then you go up and left and you're Charlock.
Well, and like you said earlier, we haven't seen the real bad floors, so Charlock is not a lock to be a straightforward experience at all. You could get real mired down in the muck there.
So I think the question for us, then, us being you, me, chat, is when do we want Healmore to come? What do we want to actually see? Because I am still rooting for an absolute disaster in Charlock. I want all of those floors there, and I want 2 of the sides to go to each other, so you have to go through all 4 of the mixed floors. That is my desire here. I want it to be an absolute mess, and I want Healmore at 16. I want all of the pain, but is that what we want, chat? Is that what you're calling?
I have seen several people who seem to agree with you wholeheartedly.
Now, we haven't seen a tremendous amount. So DK just died with the Princess. I guess he decided not worth messing around with that. Yeah.
He's got Hurtmore now, too. I wonder if he has a plan for how to proceed.
I think the Armor Knight is probably the plan. No, he's counting the coordinates. He wants the armor. Again, it's only a 1 in 3 shot. That's what this is. But if it is, this is potentially game-changing. Just absolutely. The ability to survive. He can reasonably go into Charlock with the armor. He's got to do the count over the river here. It's going to be a little tricky.
Definitely. I have to see if you can remember how to get back to that location and then hope that there's not another split. Oh, it's just right there, though. It's easy enough.
Yeah, can he even go far enough south? He can't, at least over here. So he's going to try to pick it up. This might not actually go a direct path. I thought it didn't. I thought it did before, but I don't know how far this goes south. Yeah, this is this straight up uncountable unless you go all the way around. Okay, he's gonna drop the count off here. This is gonna be amazing. This is a heck of a decision.
It's potentially landmarkable.
And he's still counting. He's counting right. Okay. Meanwhile, Mand is going into Sharlock with no armor and 6 herbs and no heal spell.
This is really exciting. Can't wait to see what happens here. And there's the world of possibilities is so rich and vast.
So now here is the thing about this, is that Mand might not really be trying to win. He might just try to pop a stairway or something and take a peek just to see. But I have a feeling this is a lot more about the enemies he's fighting in here, because he doesn't like the Armored Knight, he doesn't like the Blue Dragon. And so far he's seen, what, a Star Wyvern and a Green Dragon? That's not terrible.
Yeah, definitely hurt mortal enemies right there.
And it's not perfect. I mean, ideally, all you're seeing are Axe Knights that rolled mid-hit points and forgot they have hurt resist. But, I don't know. I would go after the Armored Knight, I think, 100% in this decision. Oh, he thinks the Stone Man. Remember, he hasn't seen the DL2 Breath from the Stone Man. He thinks this is a good fight.
This could end up in him getting burnt to a crisp.
Well, hey, maybe it's 25% and it's not a big deal, or it stays asleep, and there you go. Next level, I believe, is 5625, so Mand is within sight of it. And if that's heal more, he's already in here and might press a little bit.
That could be very huge.
I have never seen anyone dive and grind on a Three's Company seed, but that could be what we're looking at. Anyway, the Stone Man has sleep. He has the wombo combo, so this is definitely playing with fire, but that dude is snoozing, and it's working out for him.
Mand is having a great time right now with these Stone Men, just blissfully unaware of what they have in store.
Well, hey, Edge has just alerted us that he has obtained the flute by blowing it on top of Cole. Or not the flute, the harp, excuse me.
Sometimes you just need a little music to make things go smooth.
Well, all right, level 14 for Mand. Does he get a heal spell, or well, you know, these stats aren't terrible, but
neither healing spell.
Game's got jokes, and oh, Red Dragon, he hits for 35. Is he just dying here? Well, he's not dead yet, and he did not kill it. He put 90-some damage on that sucker.
This is truly the seed that keeps on giving. Mand headed back for the Armored Knight as well.
Yeah, you've already lost the princess at this point. Just do this. Now, the stop spell strats from DK are a little bit slower, but look, DK has also used all of his MP. Mand's on pace to basically kill one of these guys. Yeah, I don't even know what the hurt more there was for. And I think Mand has had quite as good success with the stop spell, so he might be thinking that's just a bad idea. I don't know. He could walk into Sharlock instead and just do that again. That might be a thought, or he's just. See, I don't know what he's. Maybe he's going back to that zone with the Stone Man that he thinks. I mean, I keep dissing it, but it's worked out for him so far.
Yeah, gotten a number of great sleep locks and kills as a result.
unfortunately, the Demon Knight does have sleep. It also has dodge more, and that's not great. But oh man, that's not gonna feel good either. I would not be surprised if DK overtakes Mand in experience if they continue doing what they're both doing right now.
Yeah, DK having that fight where the Armored Knight did so many hurt mores, essentially convincing him at 75%, really giving him a little bit of a knowledge lead here. Just like you said, being able to get a number of fights in before your HP dwindles all the way down is very advantageous in this still level 14, no heal more seed.
So, and a lot of it just depends on how well behaved the Armored Knight is. DK got hit a couple of times there, so it's unlikely that this particular cycle is going to go too long unless he continues to just get some good luck there. Mand is starting to put some pain on these enemies in the zone though. Demon Knight, again, isn't something that can hurt more, but the Wyvern's not a problem, the Wolf Lord's not a problem. Those he can get through pretty quickly. And I think I think this was a Stone Man here too. So, I said all that about DK, and now he just got another Armored Knight to only hurt more. So.
Yeah, it just picked up his 14 as well for the unwelcome news that neither healing spell was available. And so now our next target for these two is 7,500 XP. That's where we're hoping to find some healing.
It's such a long way to go, and it looks like Mand is going to drop in here to heal up and go back out. I think the zone he was in stretches almost this far anyway, so if he sees those enemies a little bit quicker, I still think DK is going to pass him on this just the rate it's going, even though he's not having the best of time either with, this is literally his first fight after dying, and he's down to 10 hit points already.
Yeah, definitely some variance on how often those 25% swings come into play, especially if you don't go back and refill on herbs.
Yeah, and chat's pointing out he's struggling just as much as everybody else was before. Edge is a lot more of a dedicated explorer than either of our other runners here, and this is the sort of seed that really is just ultra frustrating. Treasure Guards tends to do that, though. Players who are heavy on exploration tend to get really stuffed up in Treasure Guard seeds because unless you get hurt more or a lot of stats, you get stuck from getting good things, and it can be really frustrating. But he is on the move. Again, we know he has the harp. We did lose him for a little bit, so he might have picked up some stuff that we didn't see. So if anyone in chat happens to notice that, feel free to call it out.
Back into a position much like we were at the beginning of the race, where we're just trying to get XP and get something to get us to the place where we can go. We have not seen a single stairway inside Charlock yet. We have no idea what awaits us, but all the potential for quite a labyrinth.
And I also owe Standard Seeds an apology. I said the seed wasn't really any worse than a Standard Seed. The fact that we saw the sword and coal proves that was a lie on my part. All right, I was wrong. That early sword would have probably made the seed a ton faster because we couldn't kill anything for so long.
Yeah, that would have been just the salvation that these runners were needing early on. Edge has found a metal slime zone. Would have loved to come across that early on in the game when they couldn't run away, and it would have gotten you closer to out of jail.
Yeah, I was just on the way to Cantlin, honestly, not that far. But we could have killed metal slimes for a long time in the seed. So, yeah, that would have been nice.
And the XP totals are getting a little bit closer here between DK and Mand. Within about 200 right now, just maybe 250.
Yeah, it closes in as long as DK is alive, and once he dies, it's been expanding. He has been catching up just a little, but it looks like Mand might still get to 7,500 first. I don't know. It's kind of a race right now.
Yeah, and then they'll both have to, depending on whether it's heal more, or neither, they'll have to decide whether they want to go to the princess, and then we'll see what happens there. And this is the last Hurtmore, so yeah, DK going to spend some time dying here.
Well, that's pretty much the perfect cycle then. You used up all of your hit points and all of your MP.
Only 50 away from the next level, so could consider just heading to the princess now and banking on getting, you know, a spell, or just maybe going to grind up here.
And there we go. Level 15 is heal and heal more, and Mand is immediately going back. Now check his keys, got 4. That is pretty much the right number that you want. 1 for Garenham, 2 for Garenham, and 2 for Charlock. So I actually wonder if he might go back and buy some. I don't know. DK gets the level without going in there. He's going to do the exact same thing 100%. These guys have been messing around with this seed too long. They want to get this over with.
And also a casual 33 HP increase also helps.
Yeah, not only do you got heal more, you actually have a good reason to just always use it. That heal spell might not even, you know, I don't know. Would you use heal under DL2 range? Maybe. But that's it. So here we go. They both visit the herb vendor. I think Mand is, definitely going to stop in here because he got pretty beat up. And cast return instead of repel.
Oh no. Oh man. This is going to put them essentially dead even. Oh, DK not going for the refill just yet. Maybe going to grab the princess and then refill?
Yeah, probably. I didn't see his key usage, but he's probably thinking work the castle, get keys, and then go. Generally, you want to be conservative on that just because of how bad it is if you screw it up. Now, if there was a key, you know, right here in Garenham, that'd be nice, but the key is unfortunately key blocked in Garenham. So, while DK is fine, I could still see him doing that, or doing it afterward, because cast outside and go talk to him is no big deal, but you see the blue dragon here, should be able to vanquish it pretty easily. We do see a difference in the builds right now, which might matter. DK playing strength agility, Mand doing agility MP. If this is a very long Charlock path, it's possible that extra heal more will be enough to keep Mand in it longer than DK, but otherwise, you know, the strength might be better if you get something really unpleasant on a spike tile. It's hard to say, but it's something that could decide some things.
Very interesting, and I am so curious to see what the layout of our Charlock is going to be like, because it looks like DK's got a slight lead right now, but really, if things are crazy in Charlock, this is anything but over.
Sorry, I have to acknowledge RG is summoning the spirit of Norm MacDonald there. He stole my move! The return cast. Is DK going the right way? I thought it was northwest for some reason. Unless he's going to peek the armor. Nope, never mind. He knows what he's doing. He's going directly into Charlock, the Big C. He is going to be our second person in, but the first person with, I think, what we would say any real chance to win. Although if Mand had walked right into heal more, it would have been fine. Perfect.
DK electing to go right first, so we'll see what it holds.
Yes, because even if right is wrong, right is still right.
That's right. Are there any towns nearby Charlock in case you want to do the outside heal and come back in play?
I think it was about a 3.5 screen walk to Garenham there, so it's probably outside in return if you're going to do it. It'd be a nice time to have some wings sitting around. Especially, walking in here, you're going to lose heal mores. DK is doing run strats. The agility at 70 is not great, and we do have the alternate run algorithm on, which can, at lower agility levels, be a problem. But I feel like this is going to feel reasonably normal. You're going to get blocked more often than normal, but it's not going to be atrocious, hopefully.
You never know, could run into chests containing the armor on this dive as well. That would be very helpful.
He's checking them. So that right entrance went immediately to Sharlock 4, the southwest stair, and he went to the northeast one. We'll see. Mand is going west, left side, so we see a route divergence already. And we'll see going through the inside of the room here. The spiral leads to the grave pass-through, where normally the fourth chest is.
Potentially worth a repel recasting in here, but maybe not worth it just for the one floor.
Yeah, I mean, most of the floors you're going to see are Sharlock floors, so that's something to consider. But I think Mand is probably, he's going left side. He's the sort of person who would just do it to be obstinate. Even if everyone else did it. And hey, it's grave 2 for DK. We have seen 2 of the terrible floors you don't want to see. This one goes through the grave pass-through that you take towards going to the 5th chest in grave, and then he pops out the top. So there we go. We know that saying all this, Mand is in Sharlock 2.
Oh baby, this is maybe exactly what we were hoping for in terms of, a little bit of a chaotic experience here. DK maybe gonna search for the armor down here in Mountain 2.
Interesting play. And now Mand is now in Sharlock 5. So we have seen all of them. He finds Tablet 2, immediately nopes out, not doing any of this chest checking nonsense. Whereas DK is going for it. We'll see if he gets a nice treasure guard on this one, because we don't know where the armor is. And if the armor is in the overworld, that's just hilarious after all of this.
Man
golem,
getting
however,
bullied by that golem.
Yeah, no dice there. It'd be nice to have to flute. With speed hacks, flute is nice. We like the flute. No flute memes. And Manda's found the dead end floor, the never-ending stair in vanilla, which in the randomizer is just, it's blocked off because we took that stair. And DK finds the bay.
The middle staircase in Grave 2 is the correct direction, and this is a very exciting moment.
And it's worth noting, we have not seen crossover between the two. They both found 2 different multi-floor paths, and they did not link. They still might, but it might be that this entire path is wrong for man. We'll see. As DK makes his way around the back end of Sharlock, going to do a quick heal here right before the spike probably, and it should be in good shape, except that is not what you want to see. That we already talked about that guy.
At least have a lot of HP now and heal more, so it's better than it could be, but yeah, the DL2 with no armor is no joke.
And he also has sleep, but unfortunately, fortunately, he stays asleep. DK is through him, throws out the heal, and hopefully gets this.
One last green dragon here is the final boss, and able to escape.
There we go. Saying kind words to the Dragon Lord will certainly, yes, tap A. DK's used to that one, and finish this race up, this extremely long, crazy race, with a visual time of 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 18 seconds.
Big GG's to DK for weathering the storm of this seed and getting a finishing time under 2 hours.
And now Mand is going back in, going into the right stairway. Honestly, it doesn't matter which one he does, but it didn't quite see if Mand was blocked over there. But he's going in too without healing up. He's got a problem now. Well, no, I guess he could still go through the north entrance, but he is completely out of keys. So what's happening? DK did choose the right path, got down there quicker, and managed to get this one. So big GG's to him. This has been a heck of a race. Just finishing this race is going to feel like an accomplishment enough. We're talking about this right now. Edge is fighting the wizard in Cole and taking it down and finally getting that sword. Level 11. He's had such a hard seed with technical difficulties and just not being able to get out of the beginning. But now he's starting to move a little bit. He's at the point where he can survive. And we'll see. Mand has such a lead right now that we don't expect there to be a change, but we don't know.
Yeah, Edge getting that 20 attack power boost from the broadsword to the Erdrick sword is very helpful.
does. Mand is now retracing DK's steps on his second walk in. We have DK in the booth with us. GG, sir. And congratulations on what was just an absolutely atrocious seed.
Yeah, that's probably about as bad as that one could possibly get. Late heals period is disgusting. Honestly, after a certain point, I was really hoping it was just 16.
How do you feel doing a race like this? Like, what's going through your mind, say, 40 minutes ago, about an hour and 8 minutes into this one?
To be quite honest, I felt pretty good. All things considered, I think I stayed grinding long enough locally. I think the torches were the right call. Once we were like where those enemies were just going to be way too much to keep going back for torches, I pushed just enough to find a few things just to make sure there wasn't a free gold chest sitting around anywhere, which there wasn't anything close at least. And ultimately, I feel like I was making the right calls. It just feels terrible to have nothing and have no weapons or keys that late.
Yeah, sometimes we watch these seeds and with our like perfect, eagle eye view, we can find paths out that the runners know, but we're just like, it's torches because there really wasn't any other option. But it had to be a little bit annoying to just see a wizard there in Cole, right, guarding the sword. Like, you could have just gotten that so much easier if things had been a little different.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll be honest, I thought about checking the Hawk Spike sooner after we had Sleep Herp combo. Although, to be fair, I really gave it a lot of thought to doing Sleep Stop Spell and hurting it like 7-8 times, and then after doing it to get the token, I was just like, I'm not doing that for a while.
Yeah, there really wasn't anything that felt clearly like the superior thing to do. There's a bunch of, kind of mid-tier enemies that you could do, but a lot of them had sleep. Some of them had the full wombo combo, like the wyvern. So really an interesting one to watch from our perspective.
Yeah, it was like every time you thought you found something a little nicer, it let you know that it wasn't that nice. The knight was not bad. He was pretty nice to me, at least a few times I ran into one.
You may be surprised to learn that Mand was able to score 2 crits in a row on the wizard after purchasing a hand axe and a couple of the strength upgrades to get the sword fairly early on. I mean, not super early, but definitely the earliest to get the sword.
That's pretty awesome. And I'll be honest, I thought about like just trying to save up enough gold to buy some fairy waters after I had saw Breck over there. But I wasn't at a defense point where I felt that I was going to be able to tank the swings. And then, of course, you saw my first one. I was a guaranteed kill against it, and it, of course, dodged.
I did see that. That was unfortunate. And we had one more thing, because a seed like this, there's all sorts of shenanigans that happen, things you can point out. But how did you feel when you went behind Tantagel and saw Tablet Cave down there?
I thought about it probably about 5 minutes after I left that mountain tablet connection, and I was like, watch Tablet either come out in the back of Garenham or Tantagel, and as soon as I walked down there, I was like, there it is. I just had that bad feeling.
Well, you were the first one in the mountain. I think Mand was about a minute and a half behind you there. You and Mand were actually trading places quite a bit in this race. It was pretty hard to see how it was going on, even into the end where you guys were. He was actually slightly ahead of you at level 15 until he accidentally cast Return instead of Repel and warped out of before he could get the princess. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, he was right in there and he checked it. You could hear me, if you go back and watch us, be like, no, check it. And then we saw it immediately afterward and just kind of... It didn't matter because you found Rim pretty quickly afterward anyway, I think.
Yeah, when I left Mountain, I went up and went right and found Rim almost instantly. But yeah, it was still humorous to know that was there. Or no, I died down there the first time. It was the second time I went back down that way that I found Rim. So it was a little bit of time in between. Not terribly, maybe 5-7 minutes.
I've got a question for you. I know that you had maybe not enough to buy both a broadsword and a half plate, and you ended up choosing to purchase the half plate. I was just wondering if there's anything behind that decision or how you felt about that.
Not at all. I said the shop's going to have both, and I'm going to have to make a game time decision, and I decided on a little more defense being what I wanted for what I was fighting there. I figured Herp could still compensate, and honestly, I'm terrible at calculating out attack on anything but Dragon Lords, but I was assuming that 2.5 to 5 more damage per swing wasn't going to be that overwhelming with the enemies that I was fighting.
So we do have Mand is now probably close. We've been waiting for the disaster to happen. We've seen Mand fighting Stoneman all seed, and does not know that they have the Wombo combo. And I think the only one who actually saw that was Edge.
I didn't even see a Stone Man until I was in Charlotte. I think I only saw 2 or 3 of them, and yeah, absolutely did not see it on mine.
So Man did see the DL2 breath. I think we saw that before. It was 25% sleep, 75 or 50% DL2. So, and there's the sleep. Oh no.
Well, we can only hope that he gets out of this one.
Well,
that's brutal.
The most brutal thing about this is that Man has no keys, and he's gonna have to. Did he even find Rim? I'm not 100% sure he found Rim. He might have to go through Swamp Cave to Tablet to get the key back, because I can't remember if he ever found Rim Older. Actually, it looks like he's just going to Charlock or something. I'm trying to remember where things are exactly. But, so I don't think Swamp was this direction.
Yeah, I don't know where Swamp North came out, but Swamp South was in the back of Garen.
Oh, yeah, I'm in Swamp. I guess this is generally where Mountain was, I think, wasn't it? Maybe that's where
going south here will take him to Charlock, and then he has to go east to get to the rest of that stuff.
So he's going to go through Mountain Cave to Tablet to get keys again. Hopefully he's got enough money. Because again, I don't think he ever saw Rim. Somehow Rim was quite elusive for everyone. Even though there was no reason to miss it. It was just weird. It was just right past Cantlin, right?
Yeah, it's literally like one screen east of where he just was. Yeah, the first time I came over, I cut north. The second time I cut south. It was until the third time that I went straight east and saw it.
And you were the first to see it, but I bet I was wondering when you found it if maybe you were feeling like everybody else must have found this already, even though to us we knew that you were the first one to find Rim.
To be honest, the only thing I didn't want to find with keys at that point was armor, because I was afraid that I was behind on key pickup, and knowing that we had the ability to take out several of the spike tiles, and so if someone got armor early, that would have been huge, and with all the hurt mores and DL2s and crap being thrown around.
Yeah, we haven't seen even a whiff of the armor. No idea where it could be. Nobody has checked the coordinates, and don't know if it's in the cave complex or in Charlock or on the coordinates.
Yeah, cords take you north of where Cantlin is. I gave it a thought to going over there and walking backwards from that little tiny spot I could see, and it was going to be 9 back to the west, and I would have to just figure out a north-south real fast. So I had it counted, but I at that point I said, stop messing with this and just get heal more and see what happens.
So now Mand is back on the Blue Dragon, getting the princess, got his keys, and should pretty much straight away go to the end. He'll probably heal up again, because he was pretty low on MP by the time he got there. He didn't do a whole lot of extra work, too. It was just a really taxing dive when he went. So I had a question for you, DK, but I'm trying to, you pushed a little bit on the exploration, but you kept going back to the grind. Were there any enemies that you saw anywhere else that were even remotely interesting to try to do, or was it just entirely have to have to sit on those Zone 2 enemies.
Well, the Droll Magi was probably my favorite earlier next tier enemy, but the Wolf Lord had potential until he was was he Wombo? I don't. The ones that had Sleep Hurt More and Sleep DL2 elude me in my brain, but he was terrible. We found the Wyvern. I killed one of those. Then it was also disgusting. So there wasn't really anything I found.
Yeah, I mean, we actually saw Metal Slimes near Cantlin very late after, I think Edge saw them, after, you know, the point where it wasn't going to matter anymore. They were just like, you could have been fighting those guys to like level 7 in this seed.
Yeah, I think, I'm pretty sure I was still below 20 at level 7, if I remember.
Yeah, it was just a really bad seed with not a lot of juice, unfortunately. But like I said, you were generally the first to the levels. You were edging out Man just a little bit here and there. But you know, I do realize it's pretty late for you, so I'm not gonna keep you here too much longer. But do you have any final thoughts or any thoughts about next week that you want to share?
I haven't looked at any of what the tri-state flags are for next week, so I'm excited for that. I'll probably look into that a little bit tomorrow just to have a little knowledge, but it's probably my personal least favorite, but I like the spin you guys put on it to an extent based on the talks and such, so I think I'll probably ultimately enjoy it, and it's only 1 week of vanilla maps, so I can get over it. Every time we do vanilla maps, I just have flashbacks to the Random Percent Cup finals with Bob, where we spent 3 hours in pain on a Canton start.
Well, hey, you know, we got just a little bit of tri-state, so it might feel a little bit like that. We'll see. I don't think there'll be anything too crazy, though. We'll see if Bob decides to hurt more a couple of Demon Knights again for amusement.
I did it once or twice. Oh, come on, man. You can't walk in the middle, buddy. But I did it once or twice on the side and then in like a casual race. Kind of playing like Shooter McGavin when he tries to do the run up and swing the drive like Happy Gilmore. I was like, Bob can hurt more him, I can hurt more him. I've still never landed one.
No, I think the craziest thing we've seen is there was someone in a race, I won't say who and I won't say what race, that we saw hurt more a wizard that was blocking something in Cole, but I think it took them somewhere between 7 and 9 attempts for it to land.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But no, this week was absolutely fun. We got into a little bit of stair shuffle shenanigans in Sharlock, right? For some reason, it actually worked out with the pathing. I bypassed several things, and I mean, hopefully, Man didn't have too much trouble himself. But we'll see how his round 2 here goes.
Yeah. Shoot, what was I going to say about that now? I forgot. But yeah, Man went to the left stair, you went to the right, and it looked like both paths had 2 of the split floors, but we didn't see them cross at all. So Man didn't check every last thing, and you obviously didn't either. But so who knows? That's a particularly trolly way to do stair shuffle, to put all of them in there, and then to not have them interconnect at all.
Yeah, my path was right side. I don't remember. It was a couple like trivial paths to Sharlock 4, to the northeast. One that took you down to Grave 2, and then just kept popping Grave paths until I found the right one.
Oh man, Man is just getting held up by this red dragon, just mugging him for his time and his existence. Just please, there we go. We're all now just kind of collectively rooting for him to survive that. But yeah, if you got nothing else, GG on the race, and good luck next week.
Nah, thank you very much. We'll see what Man does, and then yeah, I'll probably go to bed. I've been up since a little after 6 this morning, so appreciate it.
Definite big GGs, and congrats on the 5 points, total of 11 now.
Yeah, we know it should be 15, but I'll still own my terrible play in week 1.
Yeah, I don't know if it would have been 15, sir. Oh, there we go. Man has met up with the dragon.
I'm glad you caught that jam.
Oh, 100%. But there we go. Man finishing off the race, bringing the princess to the Dragon Lord on this Valentine's Day week. and finishing with a time of 2 hours, 2 minutes, and 45 seconds.
Very well done for making it through this unbelievable slog of a race seed.
Yeah, Man had some unusual plays here. There was some interesting stuff. Obviously, just for the record, Man will not be in here. He has expressed a deep desire to not ever talk about the seed. So we will not be seeing Man in here. But yeah, what did it? We had the crit on the wizard. What else did he do that was particularly interesting? Because there was a lot of unusual stuff, and that's generally how Man plays: aggressive and sometimes unusual.
Definitely, there's the divergence as far as sticking down in that forest as opposed to DK up there in the desert. Seemed to work out fine. The getting the keys through tablet into the back of Tantagil was also a pretty big play.
Yeah, that was the other one. Just a heads up of being able to recognize that, which I'm not going to try to judge anyone in particular. I'm guessing that was probably a 1 out of 3 runners would have that wherewithal to be like, I need to see if this is Garen Hammer or Tantagil.
Unfortunately, didn't yield as many quick results as a result of getting the keys as you might have wanted from an advantage like that. Didn't end up really playing as much of a role as it could have.
And now, so we've been focused on the other runners, but Edge is not making his own play. He still does not have heal or heal more. We know what level those came, but he does have Erdrick's armor and a reasonable amount of survivability. So he's going to try to get up this princess. 89 hit points is. I'm not going to say necessarily a favorite, but I think he'll probably get through this. Yeah.
Zarnak's telling us that armor was guarded by a Wraith Knight at the coordinates.
And we are immediately jumped into the middle of the Blue Dragon fight. We'll see how it goes. He's got pretty good defense. He did pick a strength agility build, so the extra agility does help a little bit. Might save about 1 point of damage in every swing, and gets to the Blue Dragon. Going to grab his princess, and we'll see. If he picks correctly, this was not a very long path. Like we saw Man a couple occasions get down there pretty quickly. So would not be surprised if Edge stumbles right into that.
And having the armor, that's a huge advantage. It makes trying to do this feasible.
Yeah, if he's full up on herbs and doesn't lose them before that spike, he is aware of the Wombo combo, I believe. But he is not healing up. He is just running. So that's interesting. Maybe he wants to take a peek around and this is not a serious dive, or maybe he's just going to hope that it works out.
But yeah, if you can land a stop spell and then get your sleeps out, I feel like you can probably herb your way through that Stone Man battle. Hope for the best with the breath.
Yeah, on second thought, he doesn't really have much of a reason to have to top off. He's got Erdrick armor. He's doing that. He doesn't have any heal spells, so what does it matter?
Oh, he ran from the Wraith Knight and got sent back a square. That's wonderful.
It's not like it was a game-breaking thing, but this is going to be an interesting finish, considering some of the technical difficulties and things that Edge has had going on in his stream. Which again, if you've joined us somewhat late, he lost somewhere around or maybe more than 5 minutes due to a technical issue with his controller. But the fact that he's back in here and not super far off pace is actually pretty good. We are having the same technical difficulties that I think you guys are. His stream is breaking up a little bit, but he is on the right path. If he stumbles into the right path, which is not too difficult, he'll be down there real quick.
Yeah, just gotta check the middle path in Grave 2 there and be right in there.
But it looks like he is not going that direction. Hopefully this is a dead end for his sake. And it is. This is the dead end chest check in the middle of grave that you never ever go to.
Could be casting Radiant, but maybe is familiar enough and doesn't need the extra light that I would definitely be craving.
Yeah, Edge is pretty decent with Stair Shuffle. He's actually like there was nobody in this group. Like I didn't know really much about VaeluV, but I know Man does a lot of co-op, and Stair Shuffle is kind of on the co-op rotation. Looks like Edge has found Mountain 2. I think he's gonna check for chest. I don't know what he's gonna find there, so we'll see if he
He's
goes.
already
to
got the
center.
armor, so I don't think there's anything really outstanding.
And he's not going into the center. So let's see if Grave actually goes somewhere fun. And it does go to Charlock 5, which I believe does mean that all of the floors are connected because. Oh no, that's not Charlock 5. Never mind. I got confused. That's the pass-through in the northeast corner of Charlock 2.
Oh, now we're nearing the bottom of grave.
Yeah, not too much in there, and one of those corners in Charlock 2. Just Charlock to the inside of Charlock 2. So there we go. Now we do know 100% that they're connected because Mand did see this floor shortly before I think he left.
Some unfortunate routing here, though. Definitely gonna make this a little bit harder without those heal spells.
Yeah, and you like the advantage of having Stair Shuffle with a situation without a whole lot of heals is that you can end up in areas where you can repel and not take a lot of damage. But when you're in the Charlock floors, you really don't have much of a choice, and he is already exhausted on his herbs. So this is not
Runs
a great.
away at 2 HP. Oh wow.
Yeah, he gets away, but he is not in a good situation whatsoever. And the Stone Man gives him a little bit of a rude and approach there. We'll see. Oh, hey, there's a chest.
Would you consider an outside? Ooh, Fairy Flute. Would you consider an outside right now and refill, or are you just gonna hope that you can walk it back?
I'm actually pretty good on diving and bouncing out when it comes to that. We just see now Sherlock 4. I believe this one was on DK's side, so he might exit. Yeah, if he goes down to that southwest stair, he's going to exit. And if he goes to that other stair, he's going to be led to grave. So we'll see which way he goes. But he's going through the spiral here, which maybe this is the way that DK went to find grave. I can't remember. Yeah, I think he went through this, and that's what led him to grave too.
DK definitely went this way, yeah.
So while we're waiting on this, I do want to point out that one of the comments I had made about this week is, we have 11 races, and this week was probably going to be the most volatile in terms of total seed length, just because you can end up with a seed like this, where if you don't get a spell early, you're in trouble. So yeah, it just made it back to grave. We'll see if he decides to go to the center, or if he's going to check one of these stairways up here again. And looks like he's going to push this instead of. He's already been here. Okay. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I keep interrupting myself.
Oh, this is good. This is great. He's going to be very pleased to find out the result of this stairwell. And like you said, gonna have to set up the Stone Man fight, but has a very viable chance to get this done here at level 12.
And this is, there's a red dragon down here, and you need to get kind of lucky running from that. You got to not take some bops, and you need the Stone Man to behave. I don't know if we'll see Edge throw out the stop spell or not. Definitely the sleep, but it'll be curious to see what happens with this. Because hey, Axe Knight has sleep. Did we know that?
I'm not sure.
And no healing whatsoever here. So this is heal walking, or it's hoping for the best. And Again, the agility is not great. It is harder to run from everything with alt run algorithm, and the wizard of all things takes him out.
Oof.
And I can report that after that, Edge has decided to forfeit. Not surprised.
Valiant attempt, very well done. Had a real chance to win at the end there.
I mean, I think if you're in that situation, you've seen the other two people finish. You got Erdrick's armor. You just try and see what happens. And it just came down to not being able to get to the right path quick enough before all the healing disappeared. And that was kind of it. I mean, even if he fought that wizard, he was still had to go on without having any hit points, which is kind of a problem.
And as you can see, we still have some hot action coming up, but welcome in Edge.
Ow, pain, hurt all over.
Yeah, that was quite something. Definitely as far as the races that I've witnessed, the harshest and longest seed of any of this week's races.
Yeah, I won't lie. There was absolutely zero part of this this seed that felt any kind of good. Even finding the armor late, it didn't feel good. And as soon as I saw both of them finish, I was like, you know what? I've got everything. I'm gonna give it one shot.
Yeah, and if you were inclined to level up until you got some heals, you were going to be leveling up until level 15. Both heal and heal more came at 15.
Gross. Yeah, no, I probably would have maybe got 13 and continued to try, but I mean, at the point that we were at, it was just, can I damage race this? And the answer was most of the time yes, as long as you get a sleep or stop spell off.
Yeah, I think, I mean, on top of the seed itself being a pain, just the technical difficulties there had to be really frustrating too. On top of just the really, really difficult start. It was mentioned in chat, but I was wondering if you had any thoughts to possibly reset after that fairy water rolled poorly for you.
It was in my head. The thought process was there, but I mean, I was maybe one or two hits away from having the magic Drakey down. I really thought about it, but I kind of played against it and was like, you know what, I can just find something, and then nothing really came quickly. So I don't know. It could have made a difference. It might not have made a difference, but I mean, that first level didn't give any strength or speed, so it was kind of, I don't know. It was a decision that was just kind of, well, let's just play it out.
Yeah, there really wasn't any level that did anything. Honestly, it was just a slow grind to respectability. I think he gained like 30 hit points at one point, but I don't know if we
40
ever
HP,
saw.
yeah.
Yeah, I think we saw one double-digit strength, and it was like really late.
Yeah, I think the best feel was getting the pokey stick in Breckenary, and that was about the best feel I had the entire run.
Yeah, it was really exciting for us. We're like, he's got the bamboo pole. He did it, and no one else really. Like, I think was it DK found it, but I think he already had the club at that point, which he had got from Garanham. So, no reason to downgrade from the club to the bamboo pole.
Yeah, and it felt real bad walking that extra 2 steps south and seeing Garanham, and I just went, well, this is going to be what it is tonight.
Yeah, I have to imagine that hurt at level 8 is one of the biggest increases in offense that you guys got during the entire seed. Like, that was a very big changing, defining moment.
Yeah, then the ability to hurt and sleep everything was kind of nice, but there was a lot of things where it was still like, yeah, this is not going to work on this. I think at one point I was attempting fairy water strats, trying to find wyverns, and I never saw the DL2 on the wyvern until way late. And then I was like, oh, well, that's a handy piece of information to have this late.
Yeah, I believe they had the full wombo.
That they did.
There was a lot of that, including our. You didn't quite get to it, but our Sharlock Spike was a Stone Man, which would have probably been pretty unpleasant.
Oh yeah, I would have probably attempted again. I said I'd give it one shot. I'd attempted to sleep and see if I could damage race it before it woke up. But yeah, those things were pretty. Pretty disgusting too.
But yeah, you did try with the armor, and nobody else got that. But it seemed like a reasonable attempt, especially after we realized like it really wasn't that hard to get down there. There was a lot of noise, but the actual path was, I think, 2 stairs or 3 stairs, which I think DK cleared it on his first try. I think I don't want to say how many tries Man was down there, but it was a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, I was down there a good ways already, and I think the fun part was the coordinates. It almost threw me off, and then I was like, oh wait, I can get right over there, and okay, I got it. I had a general idea, but getting down there though, like I said, it was a little tough. Had to take the long way around, but I finally got to it, and just that one shot was pretty close. But Green Dragons were just not letting anybody go tonight. Looks like.
Yeah, just a lot of uncomfortable and bad Sharlock enemies in this one, and really just honestly just a lot of enemies in general were pretty bad. This was almost I'm not gonna say it's as bad as it could get or almost, but it was pretty bad. Like we talked, if treasure guards weren't on in this race, this was probably complete in half the time because the sword was just there.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I mean, I'm not going to say anything because I know who rolled this. So, thanks. That's all I got to say.
All right, I believe you still end up with 2 points out of this. Yeah, because VaeluV didn't actually run the race. So, anything that you're looking forward to next week, or your position in the standings, or anything like that?
What is next week? Is it the? Are we back to the chaos again?
We are on vanilla with a mix of tri-state flags.
Okay, this isn't so bad. I'm actually looking forward to it. I do enjoy the vanilla-ish type seeds. They're a lot of fun. But this shouldn't be too bad. And whoever I end up in a group with, I'm looking forward to racing with them. I always look forward to a good race, and of course, GGs to both my competitors here today. They were, I told my chat before we got started in the race that I was facing 3 people that I've faced in multiple different races before and had varying results. So it was going to be fun one way or the other.
Yeah, and I was looking forward to this one just with all of so many people in this race that I have had interesting rivalries with, and it was such a bad seed, and I just felt bad for everyone the entire time.
Yeah, this is the kind of seed that really makes you think, do I ask for a reroll? Do I just try to play it out? And of course, anybody who's played against me knows that I don't think I've ever asked for a reseed in any tournament that I've run. So this is just one of those frustrations that you got to kind of power through, I guess, and just see what you can make happen.
Well, and you all certainly did that. Even if it didn't work out at the end, you still powered your way all the way through there. It would have been real frustrating to experience this seed for just about anyone, I think.
Oh yeah. Well, I appreciate gentlemen and ladies and everybody behind the scene. Thanks everybody for putting this on. Thanks everybody for getting this put together and giving us a spot to race. Thanks to the commentators. And thanks everybody out there in chat for sticking around and watching me struggle through this one. Hopefully we'll have a much better week next week.
GG and good luck next week.
Yeah, GG and same thing. So We are going to go ahead and send us over to Scarlet Shadow, who is on the back half of a Dragon Warrior 1 speedrun. So say hi to him and all of that. But if Hoodie, if you want to take us out. Or maybe we lost him. So on behalf of my co-commentator, Hoodie Two Shoes, on behalf of our restreamer, Flower Power, and our tracker, C Parsley, and beta__ Slamu, Strap FM, I am Aaron to you too. Thank you very much and have a wonderful rest of your night.